Trey Harmon back with you for a boys championship game of the Western Trails Conference. It's the Bulldogs and the Longhorns facing off for a second consecutive contest. Bulldog girls just pick up their 5th straight Western Trails Conference win with a big victory over the Kimball Longhorns. Now the Bridgeport boys trying to go back-to-back, while the Kimball Longhorns trying to get to the top of the summit. Starters about to be announced on the floor. Let's go ahead and meet them. For first to the visitors on the scoreboard, the Bridgeport Bulldogs. They'll go with the same lineup as yesterday to begin the contest. Hayes Watts, the sophomore, Gage 9, junior, Nick Weibert Jr., Colton Carrier Jr., and Landon Dean, the sophomore, rounds out the starting 5 for the Bridgeport Bulldogs. Here to pick up a 67-37 victory over number 3 Memorial right here at Cougar Palace yesterday. Bridgeport once again trying to go back-to-back. They also picked up a 66-27 win over number 7 Baird back on Thursday. Now let's meet the starters for the home team, the number 1 seed Kimball Longhorns. Kyler Lucy, the senior, leading things off. Braxton Miller, the junior, followed by Riker Barron, the junior. Greg Bingham, the sophomore, and Keenan Lucy, the sophomore, rounds out the starting 5 for the Kimball Longhorns. Starting lineups continue to be announced here at Cougar Palace. We're just about set for tip-off on what should be a high-flying affair between two teams, no strangers to one another. There was a point in the season where they didn't go a week without seeing each other. They went a week and saw each other 3 times from the 17th to the 25th. Bridgeport won their first meeting of the year 45-42. Kimball bounces back with a 52-50 victory back on the 20th, and then Bridgeport wins it 58-48 in their last meeting back on the 25th. Bridgeport rocking the black road jerseys tonight with the yellow numerals outlined in purple, Bridgeport across the chest. While the Kimball Longhorns rocking the home whites. Red trim, red numerals outlined in white. Should be a fantastic matchup here to end the Western Trails Conference tournament. Starting being announced for Kimball. And now, full sets of starters on the floor. We're ready to play basketball at Cougar Palace for a 6th time today. Once again, I'm Trayton Harmon. Happy to have you along as we round out the Western Trails Conference tournament with this matchup between the Bulldogs and the Longhorns, who will be crowned tournament champion. I'd say coming into this one, this is a coin flip before we get started. Carrier and Lucy. Kyler Lucy jumping out mid-court. Tip-off is won by the Longhorns on the far side. Cayman Lucy has it. Barron, right wing, pumps the brakes, left side pass Miller. Miller, left side, Cayman Lucy. Lucy looks into Kyler Lucy and said he'll drive baseline, picks up a dribble halfway down. Barron to the free throw line. Kicks out to Cayman Lucy, able to corral it with one hand. Lucy on the right wing. Works his way back to the free throw line, making the left elbow, hands off to Kyler Lucy. Ball pops out of his hands in the hands of Nick Weibert. Near side, Hayes Watts. Bridgeport's first offensive possession. 9 will pump the brakes as they reset the offense. Flip it to Weibert on the right side. Weibert straight away, kicks left to 9 into the corner. Watts sends a 3 up and he knocks it down from the corner. Hayes Watts, first points of the contest. Buries one from the corner from deep. Bridgeport on top by 3. Longhorns looking for their first score, tipped away by Carrier. Kimball will keep it on the near sideline. Braxton Miller will trigger it in, 9 in his face, gets it to Barron. Barron looking into the eyes of Nick Weibert. He'll bring it to straightaway. Left side, Braxton Miller. Miller surveys on the left wing to the top, Kyler Lucy. Lucy dealing with the assignment of Colton Carrier. Blocked away by Colton Carrier, lands in the lap of Landon Dean as Lucy goes up on the left side of the lane. Bridgeport back to offense. Right side, Gage 9. Watts goes to the corner, screen from Dean. Dean, now 9, left side, kicks out to Carrier. 3 on the way, Nick Weibert off the inside of the iron. Rebounded by the Longhorns. Cayman Lucy, far side, will bring it into the front court. Into the corner, Bingham has it. Bingham blatted away, and Landon Dean going to pick up the ball, and he's going to be fouled going the other way. Looks like Riker Barron will be the guilty party. Check that. It'll Cayman Lucy picking up his first. So the Longhorns strike first in the foul category. Bridgeport leads it 3-0. Dean, left wing, flips back to Watts. Watts right side, Weibert. Weibert surveys, flips it back to Watts. Watts step back on the right elbow, kicks it to Carrier across the lane. Carrier surveys back to the top, Watts. Watts is going to be called for a travel as the feet count shuffling. 6:02 to go in the first. Riker Barron will bring it across the Cougar. Barron brings it straight away, working against Weibert. Flips it on the right side, Cayman Lushi. Lushi down low for Kyler Lushi. He goes up and is fouled. He'll come to the line for 2. Kyler Lushi, first trip to the line. It'll be Gage 9 picking up the foul for Bridgeport there first as a team. Lushi's first freebie straight through the cylinder. Kimball. Lushi second, off the back of the cup, rebounded by Watts on the right side of the lane. Watts across the timeline, Barron bumps him back. They'll stay on their side, however. 9 dribbling with the left hand on the left wing, over the top, Carrier digging in against Lushi. Gets to the middle of the lane, hooks it over the top of Lushi, over the front of the iron and through. Colton Carrier makes it 5-1, Bridgeport by 4. Braxton Miller between the rings, kicks it out. Cayman Lushi in the corner, gets away from Watts, kicks back to Barron. Barron pops one off, it won't go. Rebounded by Watts on the right side of the lane. Hayes Watts down the near side, pumps the brakes at the left wing, feeds down low to his big man Dean. Dean spins left, can't convert. Kyler Lushi comes away with the rebound on the left block. Barron feeds down low, Bingham. Dean runs into him, kicks back to Lushi. Lushi trifecta from straight away, can't bury it. Watts gonna elevate for the rebound. 5-1. Watts pull up 3 on the way from the left wing, buries it. Hayes Watts fired up, retreating to defense, and he'll head to his bench as there's a timeout on the floor by the Longhorns. We step aside, Bridgeport in front big, 8-1 in the first quarter of this WTC championship.
Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by WNCC, Brindle's Restaurant, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Bunkhouse Trailer Sales, and by Allo.
Trey Harmon back with you after the Kimball timeout called by head coach Trevor Anderson. But Kimball uses their first. Bridgeport leads by 7, 8-1. Floor for Bridgeport, Dean, Carrier, Watts, 9, Weibert, Barron, Miller, Lushi, and Bingham for Kimball. Starters still out there. Braxton Miller flips left to Lushi on the left wing, working against Carrier. Lushi to the free throw line, pumps the brakes at the right elbow. He'll pop off a jumper, it'll fall through. Kyler Lushi, all 3 of Kimball's points, 8-3, they trail Bridgeport. 9 to Weibert. Weibert to Carrier. Carrier at the free throw line, kicks back to Watts. Watts across the lane, trying to find Dean, and Kimball's gonna keep it alive and take it the other way. Miller to the corner, Barron. Barron to the top, Lushi against Carrier. Lushi drives down the right side, trying to get a steal from Bingham, doesn't need it. Layup comes up short as he falls away. Weibert across the timeline, pumps the brakes at the right wing, now he'll come back to the free throw line. His jumper on the way, won't fall, and lands in the hands of Kyler Lushi. Up the floor, Bingham connects with Bingham, and he's gonna be blocked away by 9. 9 gonna be called for the foul. Gage 9 picks up his second in the first quarter, Bridgeport's second as a team. And that'll send Greg Bingham to the line for the first time in this contest. Bingham in last night's contest against Mitchell walked away with 4 points, 2 of them coming from the charity stripe. His first on the way from his left hand is straight through. Zach Placeto into the contest, takes the place of Gage 9. Bingham back to the line, fires off the back of the cup. Carrier gets inside and gets the rebound. Watts across the timeline. Goes between the legs, now left Carrier. Flips it to Watts on the right side. Watts will drive baseline, pumps the brakes, flips to the top, Luceto. Luceto left side, Weibert, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Dean at the left elbow. Dribbles inside, spin moves back to the left side of the lane, and Dean lays it in from the left side. Big man tiptoeing through the lane. Give him 2 to his total, 10-4. Bridgeport by 6. Now Miller feeds a cutting Lucy, who lays it in on the reverse layup as Lucy adds to his first quarter total. They're going to need a big game from him. Near side, Weibert picks it up. Flips it back to the middle, Watts to the right side, Carrier to the corner, Luceto to switch spots. Watts directs traffic as he dribbles down to the right wing. Weibert down the right side, kicks back to Watts. Watts, middle of the lane, fadeaway jumper, won't go, back of the cup. Lucy snags with one hand on the right block. Miller, right side, kick out, back to the top, Miller. He'll fire a 3, can't knock it down, left it short, ball batted around, and a foul going to be called on Landon Dean underneath. Landon Dean will pick up his first, third for Bridgeport in the quarter. Cody Bates will check into the contest for Bridgeport in the place of Colton Carrier. Cody Bates has himself a nice game yesterday. Walked away with 8 points. Lucy right side of the lane. Fading away on the baseline. Can't get it to go off the inside of the iron. Ball poked out of the hands of Cody Bates by his own teammate, Landon Dean. Dean apologizes. Into the contest, Lincoln Barron and Luke Berger for Kimball. Out go Bingham and Cayman Lucy. Lucy from the baseline gets it in to the newly checked in Berger. Miller on the left wing. Left side, Cayman Lucy, make it Kyler Lucy. To the corner, drives baseline, and now stepping on the line is Kyler Lucy, a turnover for the Longhorns. Bridgeport gets it back, leading by 4. Zach Luceto near side, back to the middle, Weibert right side, Watts. Watts, lefty jumper won't go on the baseline, and Miller has it after having it batted out of his hands for a second. Barron goes behind the back, and it lands in the hands of Landon Dean. Another turnover for Kimball. Watts to Weibert. Weibert, Luceto. Right side, Hayes Watts flips it back in his hands. Weibert beyond the arc, dribbles down to the free throw line, kicks it out to Luceto, down to Dean. Dean takes his time, spin move, middle of the lane, step through move, can't lay it in with the right hand. Bates comes down with it and lays it back in for Bridgeport. Cody Bates currently has to be the candidate for most improved player for Bridgeport from the start of the season to now. 12-6, Bridgeport by 6. Kyler Lucy batted away by Weibert. Barron picks it up into the corner. Berger to the top. Barron. Now Miller. Down low, Berger on the right block, digging in against Watts. Flips it to Kyler Lucy. Lucy can't get it to go. Dean comes down with the rebound for Bridgeport. Kimball crowd wanted a foul. Far side, Watts will bring it across the timeline. Quick moving first quarter, just a minute left. 12-6, Bridgeport leads. Watts slips. Gets it to Dean still. Dean step their move from the right side. Can't get it to go. Hits the front of the iron. Bates gets the rebound back to Watts. Now Weibert on the left wing. Weibert step back move now to Watts. Top of the arc. Watts pumps the brakes. Brings it back with 30 seconds on the shot clock down to 25. Left side Weibert. Weibert into the corner. Luceto. Luceto looking in at Bates. Goes to the left wing. Bounce pass down low to Bates. Bates takes it out beyond the arc. Luceto. Bounce pass Watts. Watts in the lane from the left side. Can't get it to go. Left it short. Barron on the rebound for Kimball. Miller to the right wing. Going to pull up and shoot a 3. Too long off the back of the cup. Watts pulls down the rebound for Bridgeport. No shot clock. 13 seconds remaining. 10 seconds for Watts. Watts crosses the Cougar. Barron in his face. 4 seconds on the clock. Watts to his right. Goes between the legs, and an offensive foul as Landon Dean gets called for the moving screen. That's Landon Dean's second, 4th team foul for the Bulldogs. And now the Longhorns will get a chance with 1.5 seconds remaining. Colton Carrier back into the contest. Landon Dean to the bench for the last second of this first quarter. Riker Barron will look up the floor. He finds someone, Kyler Lucy, trying to get separation, flings it towards the basket. Over and back called on Kimball. Kyler Lucy almost nailed it. Nonetheless, that shot wouldn't have counted. And now a discussion among the officials whether there's time left on the clock. Both teams patiently waiting to see if they're going to add time back on. Stripes in midcourt still discussing. They're going to go to the scores table. And it'll be officially the end of the first quarter, it appears. Actually, they stopped the clock on the scoreboard. See if they're going to come back out here and give Bridgeport a possession. They will. We're going to continue the first quarter. Bridgeport has 0.7 seconds left before we head to the second. If you missed it, over and back by Kyler Lucy as he flung up a desperation shot near the buzzer, but he went over and back, so Bridgeport gets one more chance with 0.7 seconds left. Going to be touch and go for Bridgeport with whoever comes away with it. Weibert will trigger it in down towards the Kimball bench. Riker Barron playing tight on Hayes Watts, knowing he's the threat here. Weibert has it, Carrier at midcourt. Catch and release three on the way. Carrier can't knock it down, left it to the left. And now we head to the second quarter. Bridgeport leading it 12-6 over the Kimball Longhorns in the WTC Championship.
Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Legacy Co-op, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Midwest Auto Used Parts, and by Team Auto Center.
Shane Harmon back with you, second quarter of action as we had a do-over for the end of the quarter in the first. Nothing comes of it. And Bridgeport will have it out of the quarter break as both teams break their huddles near their benches. Glad to have you along for a final of 6 WTC games today. Been a fun weekend so far, looking to end it on a high note. Kimball trailing by 6, Bridgeport has it. Hayes Watts will trigger it in on the near side. Gage 9, Colton Carrier, Landon Dean, and Nick Weibert out there as well. Riker Barron for Kimball, Cayman Lucy, Braxton Miller, Greg Bingham, and Kyler Lucy out there as well. 9 into the front court for the Bulldogs. Left side pass, Watts. Watts back to the top, Carrier right side. Weibert into the corner, 9, popped into the sky on his pass. It's going to touch the wire, and it's going to go to the Bulldogs, or to the Longhorns. And now they're going to say there was a tip. It's going to stay with Bridgeport as it was popped into the sky. So 9 will trigger it into Dean. Dean, spin move away from Bingham, feeds Carrier straight away. Left side, 9, free throw line, pulls it down. Bounce pass down low, Dean spinning into his defender, and an offensive foul going to go against Landon Dean as he's frustrated walking away. Landon Dean's third of the first half, Bridgeport's first. Landon Dean to the bench. Cody Bates takes his place. Braxton Miller into the front court for Kimball, trailing by 6. Bounce pass down low, Greg Bingham trying to dig in against Bates, and a travel going to be called on Bingham, and a technical foul assessed to head coach Sean Sturkle. So Bridgeport picks up their second. Sean Sturkle picks up a technical. And now the crowd going crazy. So technical foul has been assessed. Lucy's first on the way, he knocks it down. Crowd's starting to get rowdy. Lucci second on the way. Fires with the right hand, knocks down the second. And Kimball will get it back after the free throws. Now just a 4-point game after the technical assessed to Bridgeport head coach Sean Sturkle. Riker Barron will have it on the near side, right at the midcourt stripe. Braxton Miller crosses the timeline with 9 in his face. Left wing is where he'll go. Bounce pass to Bingham. Bingham into the lane, blocked away. Going to be a foul, and Greg Bingham coming to the line for an extra. Kimball crowd goes crazy, and Cody Bates will pick up the foul. Bingham to the line. Chance to make it a 1-point game. Cody Bates picks up his first, second for Bridgeport. Bingham fires, knocks it down to complete the old-fashioned. As the crowd, if they weren't involved already, they certainly are now. 12-11. Bridgeport by 1 as they retreat to offense. Left wing, across the court, Watts. Watts to the free throw line, kicks across to Wybert. Wybert fakes it left, now goes right to the block. 9, top Watts. Watts to Bates. Bates at the free throw line, going down the right side. Flips it to 9. 9 straight away, resets the offense. Gets a screen from Carrier, goes that way, steps into a 3. 9 knocks it down from straight away. Gage 9's first points makes it 15-11. Bridgeport back in front by 4. Miller in the corner, bounce pass in. Bingham gets away from Bates. Bingham from the right side lays it in as he gets past Bates. Greg Bingham up to 5 in this quarter, 6 in the contest. 15-13. Bridgeport still by 2 as they return to offense. Nine, right wing. Carrier on the baseline, right side. Carrier flips across to Watts. Watts looks low for Bates. Bates and Bingham, the battle currently. Carrier, left elbow, gets to the middle of the lane, floats it with the right hand, can't get it to go on the hook, but it'll come to the line for 2. That'll be Braxton Miller picking up the foul. First for Kimball in the quarter.
It's number 5 for Kimball, Braxton Miller, that's his first.
Colton Carrier to the line. Hasn't been there much this season, 67% coming into the tournament, 6 for 9. Carrier can't knock down the first. Carrier back to the line for his second. Carrier knocks it down, gives Bridgeport a 3-point lead. 16-13 the score, Kimball trailing by 3. Cayman Lucci in the corner, working against Watts. Kyler Lucci now on the right wing against Carrier, switches with Watts. Cayman Lucci straight away, left side Barron. Barron against Wybert, down low Miller. Miller against 9. Goes up from the left side, can't get it to go. Bates elevates for the rebound. 9 to offense for Bridgeport. Far side. Brings it near side with Wybert, left side Watts. Watts directs traffic with the left hand. Watts working against Cayman Lucci. Throws it into the feet of Miller. Turnover, Barron scoops it up. Bounce pass up the floor to Miller. Watts playing catch up, and it's going to be hard contact on the opposite end. See who it goes against for Bridgeport. A discussion amongst the officials. It's going to be Hayes Watts picking up the foul, his first. And they're going to say that we're shooting 2 with Miller. Braxton Miller to the line, chance to make it a 1-point game if he sinks both of these. First one for Miller, knocks it through. Miller's first points. Zach Lassetto into the contest for Bridgeport, takes Cody Bates' place. Braxton Miller back to the line. Second on the way, 1-point game, Bridgeport. Miller does his job at the line. Kimball's within 1. Watts far side. Gets away from Miller, feeds Carrier. Carrier on the right elbow, kicks into the corner, Lassetto. Lassetto to the top, 9. 9, right side, Lassetto. Catch and release 3 on the way for Zach. Knocks it down from the right wing, had 12 all from beyond the arc yesterday. He knocks it down, adds to his total in the tournament. Gives Bridgeport back to a 4-point lead. Bounce pass, Bingham, right elbow. Right block, he's going to be fouled by Nick Weibert as he got tied up with Bingham. Nick picks up his first, fourth for Bridgeport in the quarter. So Bingham to the line for a second time in this quarter. Completed a 3-point play back in the first with 1 for 2 at the line. He's 2 for 3 currently. Can't knock down the first. Bingham back to the line. He'll knock down the second. Up to 6 in the second quarter for Greg Bingham. Up to 7 in the contest. 9 at midcourt gets by Lucy. The carrier. Weibert left wing. Dribbles inside, left side. Weibert lays it in from the left side. Nick Weibert's first 2 of the contest. 21-16, 5-point advantage, Bridgeport. Miller on the right wing, dribbles down towards the corner. Picks it up. Feeds over the top to Bingham. Intercepted Zach Lassetto, and a foul against Greg Bingham for getting tied up with Zach Lassetto. Bingham picks up his first, second for Kimball in the quarter. Lincoln Barron into the contest. Greg Bingham to the bench. Watch the matchup down low with Bingham out. 21-16. 9 into the front court. Right side pass, Watts. He'll get away from his defender. To the free throw line, kicks out Weibert. Weibert fakes left, now goes left. Kicks out to Lassetto. Lassetto to the elbow. Now the free throw line. Surveys, looking for an outlet. Back out Weibert. Weibert Barron in his face, gets it to Carrier. Carrier goes over the top, left elbow. Now middle of the lane, floats it over the top of Lucy. Can't get it to go. Lucy is going to pull down the rebound and flip it to Barron. Kimball back to offense. In the corner, Lincoln Barron tipped away. Gage 9 comes away with the steal, flips it up the floor for Weibert. Weibert lays it in from the right side, and he's going to be fouled by Lucy. Kyler Lucy. Check that, no foul called. Cody Bates enters the contest. Braxton Miller into the front court. Left side, Kyler Lucy. Lucy spins away at the elbow, taking away Zach Lassetto, and they're going to call a foul. That's going to go against Kyler Lucy as he picks up his first. Third for Kimball as a team. 21-16. And now we'll head to the scores table to clean things up. Now discussion at the scores table. Discussion at the scores table.
That's a basket for Bridgeport, 23-16.
So the basket goes to Nick Weibert for goaltending on Kyler Lucy. So Weibert has 4 officially. And 9 into the front court for Bridgeport, trying to extend on that 7-point lead. Watts on the left wing into the corner, Weibert. Weibert to the top, Lassetto. Lassetto, right elbow flip to 9. 9, step back 3 on the way. It won't fall, rebounded by Kyler Lucy. Kamer Lucy up the floor. Barron, left wing, surveys, gets it to Miller on the right elbow. Flips back to Barron. Barron against Weibert. Down the middle of the lane, Barron lays it over the front of the iron. Riker Barron's first 2. 23-18, 5-point lead for Bridgeport. Far side 9. Flips it back to Watts, and a travel going to be called on Hayes Watts. Colton Carrier will check back into the contest. He'll take the place of Cody Bates. Miller doing the duties in the front court for Kimball. Looks left, flips it to Lucy. Lucy just inside the arc, flips to the corner, Lincoln Barron. Lincoln flips it to Miller. Miller hands off to Riker. Barron straight away, right side pass, Lincoln Barron. Lincoln to the top, Kamen Lucy. Lucy right, Lincoln Barron is going to fire a three, can't knock it down, and a foul underneath on Gage 9. That'll be Gage 9's third, and that'll send Kimball into the bonus. Cody Bates will check it back into the contest, takes the place of Gage 9, who has 3 in the first half. Braxton Miller back to the line, knocked down 2 earlier in this quarter. 23-18 as it stands. Miller fires with the right, knocks it down. Greg Bingham back in the contest, takes Kamen Lucy's place. Braxton Miller back to the line. Fires with the right hand, knocks it down. Watts, Carrier. Carrier, left side, Weibert. Weibert back to the top with Luceto. Bounce pass to Carrier in the corner. Carrier dribbles inside the arc, pops off a 2, won't go, falls off the iron. Taken away, Riker Barron gets it to Miller. Miller on the right wing, kicks into Lucy's corner. Lucy for 3, can't knock it down, scuffs the side of the tin. Carrier going to elevate for the rebound on the left side. Watts up the floor, Weibert. Weibert back to Watts. They'll set up the offense. Flips it back to Weibert on the left wing. Watts gets a screen from Bates, goes that way. Now drives down the right side, kick out to Luceto in the corner. His 3 on the way, left it short, tipped into the sky by Lucy. Ball still being batted around. Bingham going to come away with it. Bingham pushes up the floor to Lincoln Barron. Miller on the right side, spins away from Luceto. Right side, Miller can't lay it in, poked into the sky. Bingham will go for the putback, and he'll be called on Colton Carrier for the foul, and Bingham will head to the line. Greg Bingham, chance to make it a 1-point game. That's Colton Carrier's first. No worries for the junior. 1:06 left in the second quarter. Bingham fires with the right hand. Won't make it off the front of the tin. Bingham back to the line. Fires with the left hand. Can't convert. And Bingham's going to cross the line before it touches the iron, so no shot. (23-20), 1:06 to play. Carrier and Bates posted up at the elbows for Bridgeport. Left side, Weibert. Weibert to the free throw line, picks it up. Bounce pass down low to Carrier. Carrier, 3 defenders collapse on him. Bates in the back door, going to be blocked away and fouled by Riker Barron. Riker Barron picks up his first, 4th of the quarter for the Longhorns. Cody Bates to the line for the first time today. 43% shooter coming into the tournament. 3 for 7 on the year. Bates can't convert the first, knocked down a couple last night on his way to an 8-point contest. 2 in the second quarter. Bates toes the line again, knocks it down. (24-20), 45 seconds left in this second quarter. Riker Barron on the left side, back to the top, Miller. Miller feeds Bingham on the right side, almost has it stripped away by Luceto. Now in the middle of the lane, Lincoln Barron flips it back to Riker Barron. Barron dribbles down towards the right wing, down towards the baseline, picks it up. His mid-range jumper won't go, and Luceto going to have it on a deflection for Bridgeport on the defensive rebound. Luceto. Shot clock off, 20 seconds. Luceto to the top, Watts into the corner. Weibert back to Watts. Watts takes it straight away to the free throw line, down the left, right side. His jumper won't go. Ball being batted around. Bingham going to go off of him and out of play. Bridgeport will get another chance with 7 seconds remaining. And Bridgeport's going to call a 30-second timeout. Coach Sean Sturkle wants it. We'll keep it right here with 7 seconds remaining. It's been an energetic first half to say the least. Coming up at the half, we're going to hear from Bridgeport girls head coach Dave Coolin as he recaps Bridgeport's 5th straight Western Trails Conference tournament victory. Bridgeport leads it currently 24-20. Cheerleaders on my side trying to get the Bulldogs fired up. Kimball cheerleaders on the opposite end doing the same. So Bridgeport draws up the play, and they'll come out onto the floor with 7 seconds remaining. For Kimball, it's Lincoln and Riker Barron, Kyler Lucci, Greg Bingham, and Braxton Miller. Bridgeport, it's Carrier, Luceto, Bates, Weibert, and Watts. Watts will trigger it in from the baseline. Bridgeport will stack it 4 across the baseline. To the top, Luceto. Luceto into the corner, Watts. Watts had to hesitate, back to the top, Luceto. 2 seconds left, Luceto, desperation 3, it won't go. Carrier can't put it back either. As Luceto goes to the floor and is helped up, we head to the halftime break. 24-20, Bridgeport leads the Kimball Longhorns in this Western Trails Conference Tournament Championship. We're back with more after this.
Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Morrill County Community Hospital, A. Elliott Law, Papa Murphy's, and by Wesco. Coverage of the 2025 Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Reds, Lessard Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and by B&C Steel.
A beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Trey Harmon back with you at the half here, joined now by Bridgeport head coach Dave Coolin after the Bulldogs pick up their 5th straight Western Trails Conference Tournament Championship. First of all, not only 5 straight in the Western Trails Conference, you do it in 2 different conferences, SPVA and WTC. Just, walking away from it, how special is that to do that? Just 5 straight years of dominance for you guys in 2 separate conferences.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. But first of all, you got the elevated chair. I got the –
I know.
I mean, it's like you're sitting on the throne.
Things are even better.
This was all on purpose.
I know it. I wanted to feel elevated.
Yeah. No, it's a unique thing, I think, to be in 2 conferences just to begin with. But it sets up our season really, really well. We go through the early part. We do have a holiday tournament now. But, it just kind of gets you into a flow of big games, and then all of a sudden you're in the postseason. So, we have the SPVA for basically the end of January. 2 weeks later, we've got WTC, and then 2 weeks later, we're in sub-district. So I really like how it sets up our schedule, and the kids are really, really used to the flow of tournament season, basically, for us. So I think we kind of know how to go through that stretch and get ourselves ready for the end, I guess.
And that's something I was going to say at this point for you guys. You talked about the expectation for your team. I imagine at this point, at the beginning of the year, you say, hey, the expectation is we're going to go win these 2 conferences year in and year out.
Yeah. The SBVA, and to some degree the WTC, they've been down a little bit the last couple of years. You can see some teams building some things and what have you, but we've kind of had our way in both conferences, but it's still, like you come here to the college, you go to North Platte to the college there. I mean, the atmosphere and everything that goes along with playing a conference tournament game, everything kind of records, whatever, they kind of get thrown out the window, and you get to play basketball without a wall, directly behind, and now you have a college three-point line. It's like, oh, you just shot that from the college three-point line. It's like, oh, that's right. That's why it's a little bit different. So there's a lot of nuance that I think really helps us once we get to the postseason.
Speaking of the college three-point line, I feel like that's something just throughout the last 2 weekends playing basketball here. No one seems to do it on purpose almost.
Nope.
They just think that they're beyond the arc and they just fire away. Performance I want to touch on, of course, your senior, Tacey Fromm. Feels like every time she comes out on the floor, she's just fighting tooth and nail, getting roughed up, but she still comes away, puts up nearly 20 every night. How about her performance today as she was a little battered and bruised down the stretch?
Well, yeah, she's, we asked her to play really, really big, and she's not really, really big, but she's such a great athlete, and she took on one particular layup, she took a pretty good tomahawk chop, it looked like, and able to step up and make the free throws. But the amazing thing for her is she can get up and basically deny a pass here, see that the pass is going to the next level, recover from that, and get the steal off of that. And you don't see too many kids that can do that, and that just makes our press all the more special when and we've got a lot of them on this team. We've a lot of people that make this press as good as we've ever been able to run it. It's very difficult Kimball, it's the third time that we've played them, so give them credit. They're trying a lot of different things in order to break the press, and I love it. Bring whatever you want to bring on, and we'll try to adjust to what you're doing. And having the Bohach girl having the ability to pass to anywhere on the floor is something that we haven't seen, and that was kind of cool tonight to be able to see a different approach. It's just, okay, this is what they're trying to do. Let's adjust. Our fundamentals within the press and what we try to get out of the press, none of that ever changes no matter what the other team does. But we do have to make little adjustments based upon what they're doing.
Now, if I know you're always seeking perfection as you're in the back half of the season here. I know you're never satisfied. Approaching sub-district, district, state time, what are the things you want to see cleaned up heading into those tournaments now?
Yeah, I told the girls tonight that, this was a mindset game, just because we've already beaten this team twice pretty handily. They did have the Olsen girl, which has really helped them getting her back, and that's great for them. And I think they're in a sub-district where they're probably the favorite at this point in time in that sub. So that's good for them, and they're definitely a better team with her. But for us, it was about, we're not worried about the scoreboard. Are we playing well? Are we doing the things that we need to do? As far as applying the ball pressure, we knew we were going to see zone tonight, and we really wanted good ball movement, good people movement within the zone, and sometimes we did and sometimes we didn't. So, we're going to be facing some really good zones here coming up, and so, every night you can work on things, and sometimes, like next week, we have 3 more games next week, and practice time is very, very scarce, and so sometimes for us the games turn into what we need to work on going forward. All
right, Dave, congratulations on 5 straight. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for doing this entire tournament.
Of course, I've had a blast.
The voice is really held out for 12 games, huh?
Isn't it shocking? I said next year we got to push it into every single game. Just bounce back and forth between home sites on the first day.
Really?
No.
the K&EB plane going all over the place.
Yeah,
huh?
it'll be like the game day where they show where Herb Street's been all over the country in that one
Or maybe
day.
we should cut out all the roofs and you can just helicopter from spot to spot and
Climb down the ladder.
Yeah.
I like it. We'll do that next year. We'll work on the budget for that.
All right.
We're going to get it going. That's Bridgeport head coach Dave Coolin talking about their 5th straight WTC win here on K&EB TV.
Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by WNCC, Brindle's Restaurant, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Bunkhouse Trailer Sales, and by Allo.
Trey Harmon back with you after the halftime break. Bridgeport leading at 24-20 over the Kimball Longhorns. Take a look quickly at some numbers from the first half. 6 for Hayes Watts on the Bridgeport side, 4 for Nick Weibert, 3 each for Cody Bates, Zach Lissetto, Gage 9, and Colton Carrier 2 for Landon Dean. On the Kimball side of the floor, it'll be Kyler Lucy leading the way with 7, also 7 for Greg Bingham, 4 for Braxton Miller, 2 for Riker Barron as we get the second half of action ready to go. Riker Barron will trigger it in from the near side as the Longhorns work from right to left. Miller feeds Lucy at the free throw line. Lucy turns around, fires it up. Can't knock it down off the front of the iron. Gage 9 has it on the rebound. Weibert right wing, flips back to Watts. Watts to 9. 9 dribbles it back, flips it back to Watts. Right side 9. Line works his way back to the far side of the floor. To the top, Watts has it between the rings. Feeds Weibert right side. Weibert to 9. 9 bounce pass to Carrier. Carrier going over the top, back out to Watts. Watts straight away trifecta, buries it from straight away. Hayes Watts first point since the first, does it from beyond the arc. 27-20 Bridgeport. Riker Barron has it for Kimball as they begin this possession. Bounce pass down to Bingham. Bingham has a look at the basket. Watts goes up tall and gets in the middle of that shot. 9 comes away with the rebound for Bridgeport after a couple of dribbles. Watts to 9, down low Carrier. Carrier from the left side, can't convert, ripped away by Bingham. Bingham gets it away, and now Miller will bring it into the front court for the Longhorns. Far side, Lucy on the right side, can't convert as he left the bunny short, and Dean's going to rip down the rebound for Bridgeport. 27-20, Watts back to offense for Bridgeport. 9 gives him a sign. Watts works to the Cougar, picks up a dribble, bounce pass, Carrier poked away by Lucy. Kyler Lucy trying to go coast to coast, into the hands, Carrier on the deflection from Watts. Nice job getting back on defense for the sophomore. 6:15 to play in the third. Bounce pass, Dean. Dean kicks it back out. Watts directs traffic into the corner. 9 inside. Dean kicks it back out straight away. Watts, another trifecta, buries it from straight away again. Watts fired up as he turns around. 12 in the contest for Watts. 30-20 now, the Bridgeport lead. Miller near side. Down low, Bingham has it batted away, but he's able to get back on it. Barron, and now timeout by head coach Trevor Anderson. We'll take one more of them. Bridgeport leading it by 10 here in the third quarter on KNEB TV.
Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Legacy Co-op, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Midwest Auto Used Parts, and by Team Auto Center.
license services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in their community.
Back with you after the Kimball timeout. They'll have it on their side of the floor. On the floor for Kimball, Riker Barron, Braxton Miller, Cayman Lucy, Kyler Lucy. Missing one name. It's going to be Greg Bingham as Miller triggers it in near side in front of Watts with Weibert, Carrier, Watts, and Dean out there as well for Bridgeport. Bounce pass down low, taken away. Colton Carrier at the elbow. Watts works his way up the floor. Carrier on the left side. Down low, batted away. Riker Barron going to come away with the steal after it was deflected. Barron up the floor to Lucy. Lucy gets a steal from Bingham on the right side. Lucy lays it in for his first of the second half. 30-22, 8-point advantage Bulldogs. Dean on the right block digging in against Bingham. Feeds down to Watts. Watts across the lane to Carrier. Carrier can't convert. Lucy comes away with the rebound. Barron up the floor to Miller. Miller in the corner. Back to the top, Barron. Barron going to be fouled by Nick Weibert. So that'll be Bridgeport's first of the third going against Weibert. Picks up his second personally. Nine will be in front of Braxton Miller on the baseline as he tries to trigger it in. Miller surveys, looking inside, now into the corner, Barron. Barron working against Weibert still. Lucia against Bates. Bates with a tall task of Lucy. Lucy can't get it to go, and Dean going to get it on the opposite side as Bridgeport's back on offense. Nine on the right block, posts up, can't get it to drop. Cody Bates comes in, knocks it away from Lucy, but Barron there to get it back for the Longhorns, 30-22. Bounce pass inside Lucy. Lucy from the right side, gets it to go, working against Bates. Starting to dig in on that right block. Up to 11 is Kyler Lucy, 2 in the third quarter. Dean on the right side, flips it to 9 on the left. To the top, Weibert, right side, Watts. Watts down low, Dean. Dean against Bingham, and a foul going to go against Kimball as Bingham goes to the floor. It's going to be, that'll go against Riker Barron. Picks up his second, Kimball's first of the third. I believe Greg Bingham may have gotten a warning for flops. We'll see. Inside Dean, left block, trying to dig through, dishes the 9. 9 lays it over the side of the iron for 2 more to his total. 5 points, Gage 9, 32-24, 8 points still for Bridgeport. Left side, Lucy. Lucy has it knocked out of his hands. It's going to be on the floor. Looks like Hayes Watts will pick it up. That'll be his second. Bridgeport's second of the quarter. Starting to pick up here in the second half in the foul category. Miller surveys. Gets it over the top to Bingham. Bingham on the left wing extended. Takes a couple of dribbles. Now Barron has it. Barron down low trying to find Bingham. Weibert deflects it, and now a foul going to be called on Nick Weibert, even though he's the one that comes away with the ball. So Nick Weibert being called for a foul even though he had the ball. Weibert picks up his third because of it, even though he had possession of the ball. Zach Lassetto replaces him. Kyler Lucy will have it underneath the hoop. Lucy to Barron. Riker Barron to the top, Miller. Barron gets away from Lassetto. Ball's going to go out of play. To Bridgeport it goes.
Bridgeport.
9 to Dean on the left elbow, flips it to Lissetto, across the court to Watts. Watts into the corner, Dean, spin move on the baseline, looking for an outlet, finds Watts. Watts straight away three, can he bury another? He won't, leaves it to the left, Barron has it on a bounce. Up the floor, Lucy, they're gonna throw it into the bottom of the glass, Lissetto there to scoop it up. 32 to 24. Bates on the right side, feeds across, and the ball gonna be deflected by Riker Barron. Gonna nail a Bridgeport cheerleader. Make sure she's okay down there.
Into the game for Kimball, number 11, Berger, and number 2, Lincoln Barron.
Cody Bates to the bench, Colton Carrier back in, Bingham and Cayman Lucy to the bench, Berger and Lincoln Barron in. Dean, middle of the lane with the right hand, can't get it to go, and now Dean gonna track down his own rebound. Now he's on the floor, ball still being batted around. Lucy gonna run into the table on the far side. Kimball maintain, make it Bridgeport maintains possession after that scrum. 32 to 24. Lissetto, bounce pass to Dean. Dean picks it up. 9 left side. 9 pull up three from straight away and he buries it. The headband assassin, Gage 9. First three of the second half, his second in the contest. 35-24. Now Kyler Lucy has it, trying to answer back for Kimball. He'll pop off a three. He knocks it down from the left wing as he answers right back. Lucy's first three. If he gets hot from beyond the arc, could be the difference maker for the Longhorns, trailing now by 8. Left side, Watts feeds down to Dean. Dean wide open on the left block, feeds across to Carrier, ball loose on the floor. And it's going to be, see what the call is, they're going to give it a jump ball that stays with Bridgeport. Cody Bates back in.
Into the game for the Bulldogs is number 20, Cody Bates. Cody.
9 will have it on the baseline after the jump ball. Dean to the bench in place of Cody Bates. 9 surveys, looking for an outlet to the top. He'll go to Carrier. Carrier left side, Lissetto into the corner, 9. 9, left wing, brings it back straight away, goes behind the back. Thought about hitting the step back, instead pulls it back. Lissetto, right side, 5 seconds left. He'll squeeze a three, in and out of the iron, batted around. Lucy comes away with it for Kimball. Riker Barron's from the baseline, gets it to go. Riker Barron's first of the second half, 35 to 29. Watts pulls up another three, knocks it down from the right wing. The sophomore feeling hot from beyond the arc. Third three of the third for Hayes Watts. Nothing but trifectas for him in this contest. He had 3 back in the first, 2 in the first, 3 here in the third. 38-29, Lucy will enter back with a 3 of his own on the left wing. It's a duel from beyond the arc at this mark. Bridgeport back on offense. 9 has it. He kicks to the corner. Watts another 3 on the way, in and out of the iron. Batted around, Lissetto gets the rebound. Down low, 9 from the left side, can't lay it in. Ripped down by Berger. And now a foul on Gage 9 as he got greedy. 9 will pick up his 4th, team's 4th here in the third.
That's at number 12 for Bridgeport. 9. That's his 4th. Back into the game for Bridgeport for 14. Nick Weibert.
Nick Weibert back into the contest in foul trouble of his own. Takes the place of Gage 9. 38-32, 30 seconds left in the third. 6-point advantage, Bridgeport. Kimball on offense. Miller on the far side has it. 38-32, 12 seconds left. No shot clock. Lissetto on his hip. Lucy to the cutter at the free throw line. Cody Bates going to come away with it as it popped into the sky. 3 seconds left. Weibert at the buzzer on the way. Off the back of the cup. Won't fall through as we head to the fourth quarter in this WTC championship. Bridgeport leading by 6. 38-32 over the Longhorns. We're back for the fourth after this.
Conference basketball tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Morrill County Community Hospital, A. Elliott Law, Papa Murphy's, and by Wesco.
In a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Trane Harmon back with you for the fourth quarter. Kimball has it out of the quarter break. Lucy, top of the arc. Looking separation from Carrier, feeds it down to Miller. Miller down low to Bingham. Bingham going up strong on the right side. Taken away by Dean as it's blocked away. Kimball crowd wanted a foul. Weibert, right side. Flips it back to 9 to reset the offense as he's back in there. Bridgeport has 9. Weibert, Watts, Dean, and Carrier. For Kimball, it's Cayman Lucy who just comes away with an interception. Bingham, Kyler Lucy, who's going to have it here and lay it in on a finger roll from the right side. Kyler Lucy, first point of the fourth. Try again for Kimball. It's Cayman Lucy, Kyler Lucy, Bingham, Riker Barron, and Braxton Miller. Free throw line, 9, dishes to Carrier. Carrier from the right side, can't get it to go. Dean flies in for the rebound. His board, his putback won't fall. Dean once again, his second chance on the putback will fall that time. 40-34. Bridgeport by 6. Into the corner, Miller pumps the brakes, guarded by 9, gets it to Bingham, guarded by Dean. Bingham has a step on Dean. Dean gets his hands up, kicks left side, Miller. Miller looks low, feeds into the hands of Kyler Lucy. Lucy, fadeaway jumper, blocked away by Carrier. 9 up the floor to Weibert. Weibert tracks it down, slips. He's going to touch the baseline. Going to be a turnover for Bridgeport. Second time in this contest that 9 wanted to feed Weibert down the floor. Connection made from Weibert to 9 during football season, unable to link up cleanly here in this contest so far. 40-34, Kimball back to offense, trailing by 6. Right side, Cayman Lucy has it. Bingham. Lucy drives baseline, kicks out. Kyler Lucy, wide open 3 on the way, can't convert. Cayman Lucy and Watts getting tied up for the rebound. Watts going to rip it away and come away as they're letting him play here in the fourth. Now Kyler Lucy coming away with the steal after it's poked out of Watts' pocket. Lucy, 3 on the way from Riker Barron, left it short, and a rebound for Greg Bingham on the baseline. Bingham, 2 defenders. Bingham digging in on the right side, lays it in on the right side. Lucy can't get the putback, and Carrier's going to come away. 40-34. 9 on the right wing. Dribbles to the right elbow, step back at the free throw line, swagger in it. 9 can't knock it down. Carrier rips it down. His second chance. That won't go. 9 now gets a rebound. He lays it over the right side of the iron. And a timeout on the floor for Bridgeport. It's a full timeout. We step aside. Bridgeport leading by 8 in the Western Trails Conference Tournament.
Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Reds, Lessard Insurance, Dustin White Irrigation, and by B&C Steel.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Trey Harmon back with you for the fourth quarter. Bridgeport leading at 42-34 over the Longhorns of Kimball. And after the Sean Sturkle timeout, Kimball will go the distance of the floor.
Let's go, Andy! Let's go!
Braxton Miller will trigger it in to begin this possession. Riker Barron into the front court. Barron down to the right wing, flips it to Miller. Miller working against 9. All kinds of congestion. Miller's jumper, it won't go. Dean comes away with the rebound. The sophomore pulling it down. Watts to the right wing. To the top, 9. 9 back to Watts. Watts flips it back to Weibert, right side. 9 to the elbow. Pumps the brakes, and he loses the ball. Scoops it up and sends it back. And Gage 9 holding his shoulder, the shoulder that's already wrapped. And now a 3 on the way for Watts, rattles out of the iron. Riker Barron comes away with the rebound. Gage 9, Bridgeport playing 4 on 5 as Kyler Lucia going to be sent into the stands. See what happens here. All kinds of congestion. So now a timeout for 9. Liceto's going to check into the contest and take his place as 9 gets his shoulder checked out on the sideline. Hayes Watts picks up his second. And Lucy to the line, first foul of the quarter for Bridgeport. Lucy knocks down the first. Lucy second on the way, knocks it down, nothing to it for the senior. 4 points in the fourth for Kyler Lucy. 42-36. 4:30 to go in the fourth. Bounce pass Carrier, flips it to Weibert. Weibert to the top, Liceto. Right side into the corner, Watts. Watts working against Barron. To the top, Carrier. Back to Weibert, left side, Liceto. Liceto gets a screen from Carrier. Was going to pass it to Watts, but the passing lane closed quickly. Kimball crowd wanted to travel, they won't get it. Watts gets a screen from Dean, 2 seconds. Watts catch and release jumper, won't go. And now Kyler Lucy comes away with the rebound for Kimball. Barron near side, goes behind the back, keeps it, flips it back to Kamen Lucy. Lucy flips it to Kyler Lucy. Right side, flips it to the corner, Kamen. Kamen to Riker Barron. Barron, free throw line, pumps the brakes at the right elbow, kicks out in the corner. Kamen Lucy trying to force it inside, taken away by Landon Dean. Dean on Lucy going the other way. Dean from the right side, spin move, and a travel going to be called on Landon Dean. 42-36, Gage 9, good to see him back into the contest, takes Nick Weibert's place.
Let's go, Andy!
42-32. Kimball back on offense. Right side. Miller to Lucy. Lucy into the corner, Barron. Barron, step back 3 on the way. Barron can't get it to go. Poked into the crowd by Landon Dean. Kimball's going to keep it. Braxton Miller to the baseline. He'll set the board for the Longhorns. Leather in his hand, he surveys. Gets it to Barron in the corner. 35 seconds on a fresh shot clock. Barron, spin move, left block, trying to work against Liceto. Miller, middle of the lane, can't get it to go. Liceto rips it down. 9 for Bridgeport, the trigger man. To the right, Liceto. Back middle of the floor with Watts on the Cougar. Flips to 9 into the corner, Carrier. Carrier just inside the arc. Brings it around the world and will hand it off to Watts. Watts brings it straight away down to the left elbow, down the left side. He drives, kicks it back to the top 9. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Carrier, right wing, getting closer. Now Watts, 5-second shot clock. Looking for an outlet. Bounce pass down to Dean. Dean digging in, goes underneath and can't lay it in on the right side. Gets his own rebound. Can't go from the left side. Gets another rebound. He'll get it to go on the third try. Landon Dean fired up and he's fouled. Coming to the line for an extra. That'll go against Braxton Miller for Kimball, his second. Kimball's first of the quarter. Carrier out of the contest. Weibert back in there. Dean fires with the right hand, and it won't fall in. It falls off the front. Lucci comes away with the rebound. Up the floor, Cayman Lucci. And now a timeout called by head coach Trevor Anderson. It's a full timeout. We step aside. Bridgeport leading at 44-36 in the WTC Championship here on KNEB TV.
Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by WNCC, Brindle's Restaurant, Travis Hawk Shelter Insurance, Bunkhouse Trailer Sales, and by Aloe.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Trey Hartman back with you for the fourth quarter. Bridgeport leading at 44-36 over the Kimball Longhorns here on KNEB TV. Bridgeport trying to go back-to-back. Longhorns trying to knock off the champs. For Bridgeport, it'll be 9. Dean, Weibert, Luceto, and Watts for the Longhorns. Bingham, Lucci, Miller, and Barron. Kimball has it out of the timeout by head coach Trevor Anderson. Riker Barron in the corner, feeding up to Luceto, or to Lucci, and Lucci lays it in from the right side. Nice play out of the timeout for Trevor Anderson's bunch. 9 down the far side. 9 to the baseline. Back to the top, Watts. Watts down the left side of the lane to Luceto. Luceto resets with Weibert. Now 9 flips to Watts, flips to Weibert. Left side, Weibert down low to Dean, and a foul on Greg Bingham. That'll be Bingham's second team foul for the Longhorns. Weibert from the sideline surveys, bounce past Dean. Dean to Luceto. Luceto back to 9. 9 back to Weibert, far side. Luceto to Watts. Watts flips to Weibert. 18-second shot clock, 1:30 on the game. 9. Gillis straight away. Bridgeport trying to use as much clock as possible. Now inside of 10 seconds, they'll set the play. Watts, crossover move beyond the arc. Right side, bounce pass down to Dean. Dean on the right side, can't get it to go. And it's going to be a and one for Landon Dean as he continues to lay it in on the inside of the lane. 46-38. Foul goes against Cayman Lucci, his second. 9 to the bench, Carrier back in for Bridgeport. Dean can convert his last attempt at the line. In a similar situation. Dean toes the nail. chance at three. Knocks it down off the glass. 47-38, Bridgeport by 9. And a timeout going to be called by Kimball head coach Trevor Anderson. It's a full timeout. We step aside with Bridgeport leading at 47-38.
Western Trails Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is brought to you by Legacy Co-op, Western Nebraska Regional Airport, Midwest Auto Used Parts, and by Team Auto Center.
Sweet Dream Sleep in Gering is ready to help you wake up feeling refreshed. Dr. Brittany Meyer provides consultation for both children and adults to identify sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, insomnia, periodic limb movement, and more. Dr. Meyer and her nurse practitioner manage treatment with follow-ups using in-person office visits and telemedicine to navigate insurance requirements. No referral is necessary. Sweet Dreams Sleep Services. Better sleep, better health.
Trade Hartman back with the 47-38, Bridgeport leading it. Head coach Trevor Anderson of the Longhorns calls the timeout. Time's running out to complete the comeback. They trail by 9 with 1:09 remaining. Not impossible for the Longhorns. Just got to start working quickly. Riker Barron on the far side will be the trigger man for the Longhorns. Berger in there for the Longhorns as well. Lushi, head fake, baseline, he drives, he goes up from the right side, can't get it to go. Berger dishes back to Miller. Miller's jumper, can't knock it down. Dean gonna come away with the rebound, and now Berger gonna draw a foul. That'll be Berger's first. Kimball's second as a team. They got fouls to give. Make it Kimball's fourth as a team. Colton Carrier to the bench. Lissetto in. Weibert gets it to Watts, and that ball's going to go out of play. Last touch by Watts. Kimball's going to have it. 47-38. 59 seconds on the clock. Kimball gets it back with 9 points being the deficit. Far side, Miller. Barron kicks out beyond the arc. They got to work quickly. Bingham on the right elbow. Flips it back to Barron. Catch and release three for Barron. Can't knock it down. Scuffs the 10. Berger gets the rebound. Dribbles out of it. Bingham, middle of the lane, kick back to Barron. Barron, head fake. Now he'll drive the right side. Goes up from the right side. Lays it in on a finger roll. That'll help the cause for the Longhorns. Seven-point advantage for Bridgeport. Weibert will trigger it in. Watts has it. Watts pushes up the floor. Barron on his right hip. He will be called for the foul. That'll be Riker Barron's third. Kimball's fifth. Will put Bridgeport in the bonus. So Bridgeport with a chance with 37 seconds remaining to add on a couple.
Number 23, Colton Carrier. Hayes Watts to the line for Bridgeport.
47-40, 37 seconds remaining. Barron picks up his third. Watts adds on to his total. That's his first point, so the fourth. Carrier in there. 9 to the bench. 48-40. Second knocks it down. Make it Watts second, excuse me, as he goes 2-4 at the line. 49-40, 35 seconds remaining. Barron, left side. Drives towards the baseline. Step back jumper on the way. Barron can't convert it. Watts elevates for the rebound, and Berger is going to wrap him up for the foul. Berger second, and we're back to the other end as Watts to the line once again for 2 more. 49-40, 26 seconds remaining. Hayes Watts, the sophomore, back to the line. That'll make his total 18.
Hayes Watts at the line for Bridgeport.
50-40, 10-point advantage, Bridgeport, 26 seconds remaining. Second one won't go for Watts. Lucy pulls it down on the rebound. 23 seconds, shot clock off. And Bridgeport Bulldogs got to feel like they're about to walk out of here with their second consecutive WTC championship. And out before Kyler Lucy knocks down a 3 to add to his total, and a timeout for the Longhorns. We'll keep it here, just a 30-second timeout. Kimball's last. (50-43) the mark currently, as Kimball not laying down to die quite yet. Head coach Trevor Anderson giving his team instructions about what to and not to do in this situation. Meanwhile, on the Bridgeport side, they're huddled around head coach Sean Sturkle. It's been an exciting days of basketball over the last 2 days. Happy you joined us for it, as the Bulldogs and Longhorns retake the floor. Bridgeport will have it with Wybert on the baseline. 50-43, 14 seconds remaining. Wybert bounce pass it into Watts, and Watts is going to be quickly fouled by either Miller or Barron. They were both there. They're going to give that to Braxton Miller, his third. So Hayes Watts making the long march to the opposite free throw line once again. Watts back to the line. 3 for 4. Watts is second, or his first on the way. He knocks it down. That makes it 51-43. Carrier back in there for the last 11. Lincoln Barron to the bench for Kimball. Hayes Watts toes the line once again. 4 for 5 in this fourth quarter. His second on the way. It rattles through. 5 for 6. Hayes Watts. And now push up the floor over the shoulder. Cayman Lucy can't haul it in. 7.5 seconds remaining, and Bridgeport will have it once again after the Kimball turnover. Lacetta will just hold it as the Bridgeport Bulldogs are your 2025 Western Trails Conference champions, defeating Kimball 52-43 at Cougar Palace. Once again, 52-43 the final, as Bridgeport wins their second consecutive WTC title. 52-43 the final. We step aside and we come back, get you the whole game numbers on our post-game show. Coming up next here on KNB TV, Bridgeport gets the sweep for the Western Trails Conference titles.
Western Trails Conference basketball tournament on KNB.TV is brought to you by Moral